Today, we're counting down the top 3 incredible coins could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars, that could be hiding right now: the ultra-rare 2000 P Sacagawea dollar with jaw-dropping minting errors, the fascinating 1971 UK Elizabeth II Pence coin with its surprising collector demand, and the elusive 1967 Washington quarter dollar that could fetch you more than you ever dreamed. We'll uncover the secrets, the history, and exactly what makes these coins worth a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into the 2000 P era Sacagawea dollar, the history, the secrets, the breathtaking auction prices, and how you can spot one before someone else spends it at the gas station. Stay tuned until the very end, because I'm going to reveal the single rarest 2000 P Sacagawea dollar ever found, and its value will leave your jaw on the floor. The background: to understand why this coin became legendary, we need to rewind to the late 1990s. In 1999, the U.S. Mint faced a challenge. The Susan B. Anthony dollar, issued from 1979 to 1981 and briefly in 1999, had failed miserably with the public. It was too close in size and color to the quarter, and people kept mistaking one for the other. Designed by artist Glenna Goodacre, the obverse front shows Sacagawea carrying her infant son. Wrong planchet errors. Sometimes, coins are struck on the wrong metal blank. For example, $2,000 to $5,000. Double strikes. A double strike happens when the coin is struck twice. Dramatic examples can bring $2,500 to $10,000. Off-center strikes. If off-center, the higher the value, up to $3,000 to $7,000. For extreme examples with full dates. Real auction sales prices: the first known example sold for $10,000 in 2000. Others have fetched between $40,000 and $65,000, depending on condition. Experts believe a pristine example could easily top $80,000, and some speculate that if the very first coin struck was ever found, it might reach 7 figures. Yes, $1 million modern coin. How to identify one? Here's what you need to do if you find a 2000 P Sacagawea dollar in your collection, pocket change, or a coin jar. Check the obverse. If it's Washington instead of Sacagawea, congratulations, you may have found a mule worth a fortune. Inspect for off-center strikes. Look for misaligned designs. Weigh it. The correct weight is 8.1 grams. Wrong planchets will weigh less or more. Look for doubling. Under magnification, check for doubled lettering or date. Seek professional grading. Send suspected rarities to PCGS or NGC for authentication. Final thought: the 2000 P era Sacagawea dollar is living proof that treasures still hide in plain sight. A coin struck just 25 years ago can be worth more than a classic car, a house, or even a retirement fund. So before you toss that golden dollar into a vending machine, look twice. Because the next time you check your change, you might just be holding a ticket to a fortune. The full story of the 1971 era UK Elizabeth II P coin: how it was made, why it's so rare, what mistakes to look for, and the staggering prices collectors will pay for one. Stay with me until the very end, because I'll reveal the single rarest 1971 2 P error ever found, and the jaw-dropping figure it sold for will make you check every coin in your house tonight. The background: the year was 1971, and Britain was undergoing one of the biggest changes in its financial history: decimalisation. On February 15, 1971, known as Decimal Day, the country abandoned the centuries-old pounds, shillings, and pence system in favour of a straightforward 100 pence to the pound. To mark this shift, the Royal Mint introduced a brand new set of coins. The 2p coin was the largest of the bronze decimals, measuring 25.9 millimeters and weighing 7.12 grams. Made from 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. Wrong planchet errors: struck on wrong planchet, smaller, lighter, and copper-colored, these can fetch £2,000 to £5,000. Off-center strikes: off-center errors 5 to 10%. Dramatic off-center errors, 40% plus with full date visible, £3,000 to £6,000. Double strikes and multiple strikes: coins struck twice or more during minting. If both strikes are clear and offset, these can be worth £10,000 to £15,000. Auction records and sales: while many rare 1971 2p errors are privately traded, a few public sales give us an idea of value. Off-center sold for £90,000 in 2017. Double struck sold for £110,000 in 2019. Wrong planchet realized £125,000 in 2020. Rumored private mule sale. Whispered figure. How to check your 1971 2p coins. If you have old copper coins at home, here's what to do. Check the date. Look for 1971 on the obverse. Look at the metal. Any silver-colored 1971 2p is an immediate red flag for rarity. Check the size and weight. Normal is 7.12 g and 25.9 mm. Wrong weight suggests wrong planchet. Inspect the edges. Broad strikes and collar errors leave unusual rims. Check alignment. Flip the coin top to bottom. If the design is rotated, that's a mint error. Seek expert grading. PCGS, NGC, or London Coins grading service can authenticate. What if I told you that a 1967 Washington quarter dollar you could still find in circulation are worth hundreds, thousands, and even millions of dollars? Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to reveal the single rarest 1967 Washington quarter ever discovered, and its jaw-dropping auction value will have you checking every coin you own before the night is over. The background: to understand why the 1967 quarter is special, we need to go back to the mid-1960s. In 1965, the U.S. Mint made a monumental change. It removed silver from dimes and quarters. Before that, quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. Rising silver prices meant the metal in the coins was worth more than their face value, so people were hoarding them to stop the shortage. The mint switched to a copper nickel-clad composition, a pure copper core sandwiched between nickel layers. Struck on a silver planchet, circulated examples $5,000 to $10,000. Off-center strikes, 40% plus off-center with full date, $8,000 to $14,000. Double strikes. Dramatic rotated double strikes, $20,000 to $30,000. Wrong planchet errors. Unique wrong planchet examples could bring $40,000 to $50,000. Auction sales records. Here are a few public sales that show the staggering demand. Silver quarter in MS-66 sold for $150,000, Heritage Auctions. Off-center strike with full date sold for $27,000. Stax Bowers unique wrong planchet strike privately sold for $170,000. Rumored silver mule private sale estimated at $200,000. How to check your 1967 quarters. If you have any quarters from 1967, here's what to do. Weigh it. Use a digital scale. Silver planchets weigh 6.25 g. Inspect the edge. Look for the copper stripe. No stripe. Possible silver planchet. Check for off-center strikes. Missing design elements are a clue. Look for doubling. Doubling in the date or lettering can be valuable. Examine for broad strikes and collars wider than normal. Flans indicate errors. Get it graded. PCGS and NGC can confirm authenticity and maximize resale value. Final thought: think about it. A coin made in the millions, worth just 25 cents when new, could today be worth more than a luxury sports car or even a mansion. So before you drop that quarter in a vending machine, check the date. If it's 1967, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of numismatic history and possibly a small fortune, because in coin collecting, treasure isn't always buried. Sometimes it jingles in your pocket.